The story begins with a man named Min-soo. One afternoon, after a long day at work, Min-soo hurried home. At home, Min-soo had a golden retriever named Rooney. Rooney wasn't just a pet. He was like family to Min-soo. Min-soo loved Rooney very much. As soon as he got home, Min-soo spent time with Rooney, hugging and taking care of him. That evening was special. Min-soo was getting ready to ask his girlfriend, Song Jae-young, to marry him. He was both nervous and excited. At a fancy restaurant that night, Min-soo met Song Jae-young. The place was so beautiful and romantic. Min-soo took a deep breath, got down on one knee, and asked Song Jae-young to marry him. Song Jae-young was so touched by Min-soo's love and seriousness that she said yes. Min-soo felt so happy and relieved to hear her answer. But then, something surprising happened. While they were talking after the proposal, Song Jae-young showed Min-soo some medicine. She told him that she was allergic to dogs, including Rooney. Song Jae-young explained that after they got married, she couldn't live in the same house as Rooney. Min-soo was shocked. He didn't know what to say. He never imagined that for so many years, Song Jae-young had been hiding her allergy just to make him happy. Min-soo felt bad and didn't want Song Jae-young to suffer anymore. So, he promised to find a way to fix this problem. After breaking up, Min-soo shared his feelings with his cousin Kim. Min-soo felt really confused and sad. On one side, he loved Song Jae-young so much, but on the other side, he couldn't imagine living without Rooney. Kim had an idea. He suggested Min-soo find someone trustworthy to adopt Rooney. That way, Min-soo could get married happily, and Rooney would still be taken care of. Luckily, Kim had lots of followers on Instagram, and many of them loved dogs. Kim was sure they could find the perfect person to adopt Rooney through Instagram. That night, when Min-soo got home, he hugged Rooney tightly and said sorry again and again. He felt so guilty. Even though it was hard, Min-soo knew he didn't have any other choice. A week later, Kim and Min-soo took a day off work to meet the people who wanted to adopt Rooney. The first candidate was a woman. When they visited her house, the woman said she wanted Rooney to help look after her baby. But while they were talking, Kim's phone kept ringing. The noise upset the baby, and the baby started crying loudly. The woman became frustrated and asked Kim and Min-soo to leave her house. Next, they visited the second candidate, a rich businessman. The businessman told them he had always wanted a golden retriever because it would look cool when he walked in the park. But then, he mentioned that he didn't like dog fur falling around the house. Min-soo immediately knew this man wasn't a true dog lover. Min-soo got angry. He told the businessman that taking care of a dog isn't just about showing off. A dog needs love, care, and responsibility. If someone can't take care of a dog properly, they shouldn't have one at all. Min-soo and Kim felt disappointed and left the businessman's house. The next candidate was a man who wanted to adopt Rooney for his son, Sang-ho. The man explained that Rooney looked just like Sang-ho's favorite dog, who had passed away. Since losing his dog, Sang-ho often felt sad and locked himself in his room. The man hoped that Rooney could help his son feel happy again. Hearing the story, Min-soo felt sorry for Sang-ho and decided to talk to him. Min-soo went into Sang-ho's room and showed him a picture of Rooney. But instead of being happy, Sang-ho became upset. Rooney looked too much like his old dog, and it made Sang-ho emotional. They ended up having a small argument, which made things even harder for Min-soo. On the way home, Kim suggested that they stop by Min-soo's late mother's house. The house had been empty for a long time. Kim checked the upstairs while Min-soo stayed downstairs. Min-soo saw his mother's room, but couldn't bring himself to go in because it still made his heart ache. That night, Min-soo and Kim went to a small food stall to have drinks. While drinking, Min-soo started talking about his mother. He shared happy memories, but also his regret for not making her proud while she was alive. Suddenly, Min-soo began to cry. Even though his mother had been gone for a long time, he still missed her so much, and the pain felt fresh. Kim tried to comfort Min-soo and handed him a tissue. But the tissue had accidentally touched some spicy sauce earlier, making Min-soo's eyes sting even more. The next morning, at Min-soo's apartment, Kim came up with another idea. He suggested that Rooney could stay with his uncle. Kim's uncle was rich and knew how to take care of dogs very well. He promised Rooney would have a good and happy life there. Upon hearing that, Min-soo thought about it and agreed. After getting ready, Kim and Min-soo set off to visit the uncle's house together. When they arrived at Kim's uncle's house, Kim asked Min-soo to wait in the garden while Kim went inside to talk to his uncle. After some small talk, just as Kim was about to explain why they had come, the uncle spoke first. He asked Kim for a favor, to take care of his dog for about 6 months because he was planning to travel overseas. As a reward, the uncle offered to pay Kim $30,000. Kim felt bad about saying no, so in the end, Kim agreed. On their way home, Kim carried the uncle's dog, and this made Min-soo upset. They started blaming each other and arguing. To calm things down, Kim suggested they stop at a park to relax and think of their next plan. That night, back at the apartment, Kim was scrolling through Instagram when something exciting happened. Kim found the account of a woman named Min who loved dogs. Min had a special park just for her dogs to run and play. Kim felt so happy because it looked like they had finally found the perfect person to adopt Rooney. Kim suggested they go and meet Min to see if she would agree to take Rooney. But there was a problem. Min lived far away on Jeju Island. Min-soo wasn't sure if it was a good idea, but they both decided they had to try. The next morning, they set off for Jeju Island. On the way, a car passed by with a rare, super cute dog inside. Kim, amazed by how adorable the dog was, decided to take a picture with the phone. But suddenly, the car hit a bumpy part of the road, and the phone slipped out of Kim's hand. At first, Min-soo laughed at Kim, thinking it was Kim's phone that had fallen. But soon, Min-soo realized that it wasn't Kim's phone cause it was his own. As they stopped to pick up the phone, Min-soo and Kim suddenly heard dogs barking loudly. Curious, they went to check and found several puppies abandoned in a cardboard box. Feeling sorry for the little puppies, they decided to take them and find the nearest animal shelter. At the shelter, the staff checked the puppies and said they were just mixed-breed village dogs that people rarely wanted. The staff refused to take them in. Hearing this made Min-soo feel very sad. When they got back to the car, Kim refused to give up. Even though the puppies were just village dogs, Kim believed they could convince the shelter staff to help. Full of confidence, Kim went back inside to talk to the staff. Instead of convincing them, Kim ended up listening to the staff share stories about the many abandoned dogs they had to deal with. The staff said that earlier that morning, someone had also left another dog outside the shelter. When the staff showed Kim the abandoned dog, Kim felt bad and decided to take the dog with them too. Back in the car, Min-soo was shocked to see Kim carrying yet another dog. Min-soo started to feel overwhelmed because their group of dogs was getting bigger and bigger. He reminded Kim that Min was their only hope. Min-soo told Kim they had to convince Min to take care of all these dogs, or they wouldn't know what to do. Tired, they found a nearby inn and decided to rest for the night. The next morning, Min-soo woke up to the sound of a dog barking in fear. He rushed out of the room and saw the inn's owner, an old man, hitting a dog. Min-soo quickly ran to stop him. When he asked why, the old man said he was angry because the dog wouldn't eat. He explained that he planned to sell the dog to a meat restaurant the next day. Min-soo was shocked. Without thinking twice, he offered to buy the dog for $100. The old man smiled and happily agreed to sell it. After freeing the dog, Min-soo told Kim about what had happened. They both felt sorry for the dogs, but were also confused about how to take care of all of them. Kim tried to calm Min-soo down, saying they just needed to do their best to convince Min. Kim reminded Min-soo that when you have a good heart, things will work out. Hearing this, Min-soo felt a bit better. So, they continued their journey to the harbor to meet Min. After hours of sailing on the ferry, Min-soo and Kim finally arrived on Jeju Island. They stopped at a bakery to buy some bread, and while Kim asked the bakery worker about Min, a woman buying bread suddenly ran away when she heard Min's name. Curious, Kim quickly ran after her. When Kim caught up with the woman, he found out that she was the head housekeeper at Min's house. Out of breath, Kim explained why he was looking for Min at first. The woman refused to help when she heard it was about dogs. But after Kim kept begging, she finally agreed to take them to Min's house. When they arrived at Min's home, Min-soo and Kim were greeted by several housekeepers. Holding Rooney, they were led to meet Min while the other dogs were taken care of by the staff. As they walked through the garden, Min-soo was amazed to see dozens of dogs playing happily. All of them looked healthy and well cared for. Before they met Min, the head housekeeper warned them that Min had Parkinson's disease, so they needed to speak carefully to avoid stressing her out. Finally, they met Min Soo, and Kim shared their story, explaining everything they had been through. Luckily, Min agreed to take Rooney and the other dogs. But when Min Soo tried to introduce Rooney, Min seemed cold. In a calm but firm voice, she said there was no need to know the dogs' names because eventually the dogs would die. She believed giving them names was pointless. She also added that if Min Soo hoped Rooney would find a new family, that would never happen. Families, she said, never leave each other behind. Hearing this made Min Soo stop and think deeply. At that time, Min gave Min Soo some time to carefully decide what he wanted to do. That afternoon at the beach, Min Soo and Kim couldn't stop thinking about what Min had said. Min Soo realized that he had been wrong all along. Ever since his parents passed away, Min Soo had felt lonely. He thought getting married quickly would help him build a new family. But he forgot that he already had a precious family member, and it's Rooney. Now Min Soo was sure about his decision. He decided not to leave Rooney with anyone. Min was right that no matter what happens, you don't leave your family behind. Min Soo also hoped that Song Jae-yong would understand his choice. But even if she didn't agree, Min Soo was ready to postpone their wedding. Seeing how sad Min Soo was, Kim made an offer. Kim said he could adopt Rooney. Since Kim was already taking care of his uncle's dog, Rooney could stay too and have a friend to play with. As for the little puppies, Kim promised to look after them until he found someone who could adopt them. Kim said they were family, and family helps each other. If Rooney was important to Min Soo, then Rooney was important to him too. Hearing this made Min Soo feel so touched, and he thanked Kim for being so kind. They decided to go find a place to stay for the night. That evening, while Min Soo was chatting with the innkeeper, they suddenly heard Kim shouting. When they checked, they saw Kim happily playing, surrounded by the little puppies. In that moment, Kim had an idea. Kim remembered how much people loved cat cafes where you could sit and play with cute cats. Kim thought, why not open a dog cafe instead? That way, the little puppies wouldn't need to be adopted by strangers. They could stay safe, become part of the cafe, and bring joy to visitors. Plus, Kim could use the money from his uncle as a starting budget to open the cafe. Upon hearing that, Min Soo loved the idea and immediately supported Kim's plan. He even offered to help by investing in the cafe. Together, they felt happy and excited to turn Kim's idea into reality. The next morning, Min Soo and Kim decided to return to Kim's uncle's house. When they arrived, Min Soo thanked Kim for all the help he had given. While Rooney was busy playing happily, Min Soo quietly left Rooney there without saying goodbye. Back at his apartment, Min Soo looked at Rooney's empty bed. He couldn't stop his tears from falling. The apartment felt so empty and quiet without Rooney, and Min Soo felt a deep sense of guilt. Trying to be strong, Min Soo decided to visit his late mother's house. That afternoon, he cleaned up the garden and tidied up the house. Once everything was ready, Min Soo sent the address of the house to Song Jae-yong and asked her to come. When she arrived, Min Soo explained his plan. After they got married, he wanted them to live in this house instead of the apartment. The house had a big yard, and that way, Rooney could stay with them too. Min Soo apologized to Song Jae-yong for not being able to leave Rooney behind. He told her that since his parents had passed away, Rooney was the only family he had left. Min Soo promised to build a special doghouse in the yard so Song Jae-yong wouldn't be bothered by her allergy. Instead of being upset, Song Jae-yong was amazed. She felt proud that Min Soo could make such a wise and kind decision. Seeing Min Soo's love for his family, including Rooney, made her love him even more. Seeing Song Jae-yong's kind response, Min Soo felt so relieved. They both went inside the house. When Song Jae-yong noticed that Min Soo's mother's bedroom door was tightly closed, she asked why. Song Jae-yong gently said she knew that Min Soo still hadn't let go of his mother's passing. She explained that every time she tried to talk about Min Soo's mother, he would always avoid the topic. With a warm smile, Song Jae-yong encouraged Min Soo. She reminded him that even though he still felt sad, he wasn't alone anymore. Together, they would build a happy little family in this house. Holding Min Soo's hand, Song Jae-yong gave him the strength to face his feelings. Finally, Min Soo opened the door to his mother's room, and they both stepped inside together. The next day, at Kim's uncle's house, Kim was happily playing with the other dogs. But Rooney looked sad and sat quietly by himself. It was clear that Rooney missed Min-soo a lot. Then, in the middle of all the sadness, Min-soo suddenly showed up to take Rooney home. The film ends with Min-soo and Rooney finally together again, ready to start their new, happy life. The moral lesson from this film is don't marry someone who hates your dog, because your dog won't ask you to leave your future family. Also, spicy tissues are bad for crying.